Today we want to discuss the fascination that's been attached to Jim Harbaugh becoming an NFL head coach again. He's in Michigan right now. He hasn't made a decision, but he's kind of flirting with different teams, the Bears, Raiders, and a couple of teams are looking at him, and he's looking back. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's just he's using them as leverage to get more money at Michigan. We don't know, because I don't think he wants to leave. I think that having that controlling atmosphere under him, he's able to control that. I think he loves that. Everyone's looking to him. He's always wanted that. But the question me and Alain want to oppose here about Jim Harbaugh is, well, at least I want to ask you and the fans, you all are listening. I have an issue with all this love and hype behind him becoming a head coach again. I just don't believe it's warranted. He's always been overrated, and I think he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't understand the fascination with everyone wanting him to be a head coach again in the NFL. I mean, he's been 44-19 in the NFL.
That's great.
Well, it was mostly because of that defense, that he was successful. Greg Roman was there through his tenure 2011 to 2014. He was the offensive coordinator. He likes to work with running quarterbacks, of course. He had Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick. Those players in San Francisco were picked by Mike Singletary on defense, and we all know that defense was the core of that team when he went to the Super Bowl.
And the guys of that ilk.
Got to the Super Bowl, he can win it. His brother beat him. The Baltimore Ravens moves on to Michigan, right? So I'm like, okay, we're going to see what he's made of. They called him a quarterback whisperer, and he develops quarterbacks. He gets to Michigan 7 years, right? He was there to win the Big Ten championships and to be in the conversation for national championships. That's all Michigan cared about. That was their mindset of bringing him there in the first place. A Michigan alum, he was there for those reasons. And this past year was the only year that he won the Big Ten, his only Big Ten title.
And beat Ohio State the only year.
Yeah, that's his only year. And even Michigan State was beating him up in the last 3-4 years pretty consistently. So my question is to you and others, who kind of want this guy to be the Bears coach and even come back to the NFL. I don't think he wants to come, but what is the fascination with Jim Harbaugh?
I can see it from your standpoint. Yeah, I can definitely see it. And in particular for the Bears, I think it's a bit of a reach. If the Raiders want to go down that route, that's fine. I mean, if I'm going to take the pro Harbaugh look, okay, I'll say, well, look at the record. Okay, and you'll say, okay, well, yeah, most of that was with Mike Singletary and blah, blah, blah. And then I'll say
Greg Roman,
right,
offensive coordinator.
And that's fine. And I'll say, well, if it was Mike Singletary, then why couldn't they get over the hump with Mike Singletary? It's kind of like the John Gruden effect with Tony Dungy when he took over and then got them over the hump. And so Harbaugh was the beneficiary of a good roster defensively.
Okay.
The offensive roster was decent, and they were able to get the most out of it because I want to say that offense was pretty solid. Like you said, it was Greg Roman, but he gave Greg Roman a chance. And not only that, but was willing to kind of switch that offense over into what it became. And I think he gets credit for that. Now, we can say right or wrong, he should get credit.
Okay.
But that's the credit. Now, let's take it to the college side.
Please.
I'm in complete agreement with you on the part of I was willing to give him a play at Michigan as well until I've seen he has not developed a quarterback at all. And that's the position he played. To me,
he's not a defensive coach. He's supposed to be an offensive.
And so to me, that's telling. What is it that's held you back? And then I heard a couple years ago, a couple announcers like, yeah, he's kind of been stuck in his play calling. He's been willing to give up the play calling, which he has. And then the last couple of years, the offensive has gotten better. Now, I'll tell you another reason why they got him was obviously to win, but also for recruiting purposes. Because let's not forget, when they got him, they were struggling.
Yeah.
And Michigan was...
Who was there before? Rich Rodriguez?
And it was somebody after Rodriguez. And they weren't getting it done. Recruiting was going down. First of all, I would tell anybody, if you get a chance to go to any Big Ten school as far as like to visit the campus or whatever, please do, because all of these campuses are beautiful. Northwestern, U of I. Let me tell you something, people. Ann Arbor, the whole town becomes football land. They're walking in the it's just maize and blue. And to lose that, it's almost like losing that Alabama aura. Or like when Clemson and they come down and touch that rock. And for college football not to have them in a high, top 10, top 15, even top 20,
right?
It was hurting. So that was another reason why they made that play for Harbaugh. Now, I'm going to tell you, if I'm Harbaugh, I'm coming to the NFL. It's really just that simple because I feel like there's unfinished work.
Okay.
I've done what I'm supposed to do in Michigan. I don't think outside of winning a national championship, there's more he can do. I just don't. And I don't think he wants, and he doesn't come off to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, he doesn't come off as a lifer in college. To me, he just doesn't. He doesn't, he's not going to retire like Lloyd Carr or Bo, and I don't see him retiring like or Papa Bear. Yeah, I don't see, or our boy, rest his soul, Bobby Bowden. I don't, because I can't see him. He's relatively still young.
Yeah.
I just can't see him just sitting there. And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. And you have brothers, the competitive side. Do you really want to just have that hanging over your head that your brother won that ring? Can't handle the truth. There's just so many dynamics. So to me, he's coming. To me, he's coming.
Well, I get that. But I just want to know, what's the fascination? Why is all this hype around him when he really hasn't accomplished anything?
But you look at that record and NFC Championship game, Super Bowl appearance. You know, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to look at, and
that's fraudulent for right now
and
going forward.
And you can't. But I'm gonna tell you another reason why he's gonna get a play, because of Gruden. They gave Gruden 10 years, and he had been out of football for God knows how long. They gave Gruden 10 years. Now I understand that's the Raiders and all that, and so that's an organization.
Right. So
I get it.
right.
But still, the NFL okayed it.
I don't think he wants to leave. I think he's trying to garner or just some type of leverage
to get that contract back to where
money
it needs.
Yeah, because he took a pay cut. They made him take a pay cut, and it's more incentive laden. I don't think he wants that challenge like that. He could. I could be wrong. I don't know the man personally, but
let me ask you this: and if we go by your theory, then, and Michigan's hearing all this noise, why haven't they offered him more money?
I think they want him to go.
Ooh, that is a strong stance you just said. You're making news by this statement.
What else can he do from this point on? He's shown you who he is the last 7 years. They have to take play calling away from him. What does that tell you? He's outdated. He's not a now current minded coach. Right. They want him to go, in my opinion.
And he hasn't shown that he's a really good administrator, like Saban and all that.
Doesn't make adjustments. Like you say, he's from that dicketry. You know,
he's from that dicketry.
You know, his way or the highway.
Yeah.
I think they're getting tired of it, just like San Fran got tired of it.